The sports world remains in disbelief after Indianapolis Colts quarterback Andrew Luck announced his retirement over the weekend at just 29 years old. ESPN reported Saturday that Luck told Colts owner Jim Irsay his decision and would make it official at a news conference Sunday. But the news broke during the fourth quarter of the Colts-Bears game, prompting the fans at Lucas Oil Stadium to boo Andrew Luck after the game. Luck was in street clothes and on the sideline and addressed reporters after the contest was over.
Honestly, it's the hardest decision of my life, but it is the right decision for me. For the last 4 years or so, I've been in this cycle of injury, pain, rehab, injury, pain, rehab.
Where some fans took to Twitter to thank Luck for his tenure, other people disagreed with his decision, like former Pro Bowl quarterback Steve Berline, who said, quote, "I'm a huge Andrew Luck fan, always have been, but this I cannot defend or justify. No scenario where retirement is defensible. To do this to his teammates, organization, fans, and the NFL 2 weeks before the season is just not right. I love the guy, but this will haunt him." All right, let's bring back tonight's A-plus panel. Garland Nixon, radio talk show host, and Allison Young, Republican strategist. And joining us is our sports reporter, George Falkowski. George, I'll start with you on this. I understand the frustration of the fans. I also think that it was a little over the top with the crying and the emotion.
Sorry.
I mean, this is a man, certainly he has been hurt, but there are plenty of people that do jobs that they get hurt at, cops in particular, soldiers. They don't retire with $70, $80, $90 million in the bank.
Well, I tend to think this is more about him, his entire life getting ready to be and becoming a pro football quarterback, and now realizing it's over. Now, there's been talk that this has been talked about behind the scenes for weeks, maybe months, with the Colts. They're not totally surprised by this, but the emotional part, I think that, combining with the surgeries and the rehab and now knowing that it's over.
If he hadn't been emotional, the fans would have been mad at that too, because they would have said, if he's celebrating this retirement when they're hurting over the news, they would have been mad at him for that too. It's a no-win for him. The classy thing that he did say is, what a great thing for the backup quarterback, who he's quite close with, is now going to run the team.
Garland, are you sick and tired of these gazillionaires acting like they're the victim?
No, you know what? I agree with Andrew here. Here's the way I look at it. The fans don't have any reason to give him a hard time. They're not the ones getting hit by a 280-pound defensive end. And my financial advice for anyone would be, at any age, if you accrue $100 million, retire immediately. You're doing the right thing, Andrew Luck.
That is a valid point.
Well, this is not unprecedented and a little before times for some of you folks out there, but Jim Brown, the great running back of the Browns, retired at 30. Sandy Koufax, who was the greatest pitcher of his day with the Dodgers, said he wanted to be able to use his left arm when he got old, and he quit at a very young age. So this is not without precedent. They didn't have this much money, but that might have helped.
Feels like in the old days there was a little more humility in the sport.
And they had to work off-season jobs.
A little harder.
Yeah, a little bit.
Exactly. All right, George, we'll check in with you a little bit in sports.